All right then. All right, welcome back to part two of painting our triadic tree. At this time, you've already gotten your paint colors that we are going to use. If you look here in the bottom right left corner, you can see that some of us are using oil paints and some of us are using acrylic, but we're all using the same color. We should have our brown, we should have our white, we should have our red, our yellow, and our blue ready. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's squeeze the colors that we are going to use on our paint palettes. I'm going to get my blue there. And I'm using a good amount so that I can mix over to the side. And I'm using oil paint. If you're using acrylic, that's just as fine. Now remember, you cannot mix acrylics with oils. You cannot mix acrylic with oils. That's why we waited this intermission session to let our acrylic dry some. Okay. My white, I'm putting my tubes tops over to the side because what happens is I always drop my tubes tops and I lose them. This is my brown that I'm using, okay, instead of my acrylic brown. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scoop my brown acrylic. I'm going to put it off to the side so I won't make a mistake and use it. And I'm going to scoop away my turquoise. I didn't want to get a fresh new paint tray of color. Why? Just to save money. All right. Then I'm going to wipe away my acrylics. All right. There we go. That's good enough. And I'm ready to begin. We're going to start with a medium-sized brush, or you can get your paint palette. A paint palette would allow you to mix your colors, okay? And it's like a knife, a paint palette knife. Sometimes I just use a brush or I use the handle of my brush as well. I don't always go with the brush hairs, because then I got to rinse them out all the time, right? So I'm going to move this here over so that you can see the full painting more than you can see the reference, because we don't need that reference as much. Okay, let's get rid of that. And let's do this. There we go. If you're using acrylic or oil, it doesn't matter. When I say mix, use your medium, that means your liquid medium, your liquids. Dip into your liquids now. Your paint, oil paint, you're going to dip into your medium, your linseed oil. Let's start by mixing and making our first triadic color. Let's do the yellow orange. So I'm going to scoop over some of my yellow in a spot, like you see I did that, and I'm barely going to get the handle of my brush and put a little bit of red in it. Notice that I did not do a lot. I didn't do a lot because I don't know if that's going to make this yellow too red orange. We're not doing a red orange, are we? We're doing a yellow orange. The first color that should be dipped is the lightest color at all times. So I'm liking my yellow orange. It doesn't look too red and it doesn't look too orange. It's a perfect shade. Okay? It's just right. To clean my brush, and I wasn't going to use the hairs of the brush, I used the turpenoid and I cleaned it out in that paint thinner. It looks like water. Or if you're using acrylic, just clean it out in your water. Now let's scoop and make the second color. What is our second triadic color we're mixing? Can anybody tell me? Red violet. Okay. So I'm going to put, is it right here? No, it's not. Okay. I'm going to let you think about it. Okay. So it's up on the color wheel. Red violet. So what is lighter, the red or the blue? The red. I'm going to scoop some of my red, just like this, over to the side. Get off the handle. Now I'm going to get a smidget, just a teeny drop. You can see how little I just put on the tip of that handle of the brush. And I'm going to mix it in. And if I was using a paint knife, I could do this easier. I could have swore I bought my paint knife with me. And if it don't work like you want to, then go ahead and use the hairs of the brush. And scoop that in and might need a little oil to blend it in good. Ooh, I almost used too much blue in there almost. Be careful. And if I use too much blue, I'm going to come over and grab me some more red. Gorgeous. Looking good, looking good. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to take a little more of that red. I might just use it all, heck. I did. I used it all. Right? So it looks red violet so far. Okay. And if I start painting on my artwork and I notice it needs a little more blue, then I'll just add that. Okay. But so far, if I lift this up and matched it to my color wheel up there, it'll probably be the same value. Okay. So I did that one. Now I'm washing my brush. And what's my last color am I making? My blue-green. So I'm going to take this yellow that I already have, and I'm going to use the handle of my brush, and I'm going to dip it into the blue very slightly. And I'm going to mix it into my yellow. And I mean, do not use a lot of the blue. If you do, it's going to be wrong because it's going to be so dark. I mean, I barely put the tip of that handle into that yellow. Oh, that is such a gorgeous, just gorgeous color. Let me get closer so y'all can see that green. Look at that vibrant yellow green. What? So it's too yellow green, and what I'm trying to do is a blue green. So I'm going to put a little more blue in there because I don't need it to be that yellow green color up on the color wheel. All right, it's coming to life, and yes, perfect, perfect, perfect match. La la! I'm ready to paint. Yay me! Hello! We have about 20 minutes to get in some color. So I want you to choose your first dominant color. Just because it's a sky doesn't mean that it has to be blue. Now, can you lighten up your colors by using white, guys? Yes, you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm choosing my color, and it's going to be my violet, my red violet. So I'm mixing a little white with my red violet, and I'm going to paint where I know the sun shines the most. Ooh, that is gorgeous. Going around my colors. Yes, this is contemporary painting. This is not traditional. Just because the sky is really blue does not mean that I have to paint it blue, right? I want a little more white in this area here. So I scooped over some more white. And I'm painting without glazing too much for that sky. So I want to really lay that color in. So that's why you see I'm painting rather thickly in this area. Use your discretion. If you are painting a large area, wouldn't you use a larger brush? Yes, you would.
You know how some artists paint just with their palette knife?
And you can do that as well. But what I would do first is I would lay down a base color first. All right? And the reason I say do that is because you can't, well, you have an underpainting underneath. So, yeah, you can use straight the palette, Elizabeth. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because you already have an underpainting, that brown underneath. So we're not stressing out about how coverage, you're doing so much coverage. Now I want to go a little darker over here. So yes, notice how I just added less white. So I can do tints of the triadic colors by adding white, and I can do shades of the triadic color by mixing with what? Brown. Gorgeous. Painting your own style. If you like painting in swirls, paint in swirls. If you like painting from left to right like this with whimsical lines of movement, you paint that way. I want you to feel free to paint this in any style you like, but you must, for a grade, stick to your triadic color schematic. You cannot, I will repeat, you cannot switch and use another color. This is a lesson over triadic what? Thank you. So I have a question. What if I wanted to add a little bit of my yellow orange into my sky? Can I do that? Yes, I can. Because why? It's still sticking with that color family, right? So look at that. Ooh, I like that. Hello now, somebody. Yes. Some gorgeous orange.
Your husband paint with you?
Huh? What did you say?
Does your husband paint with you?
Lord, no. He's more musically inclined.
You play music?
He plays the guitar for church. He writes songs for himself. Yeah. He used to be in a group around town when we were younger. Back in the days when we was young. We're not young anymore.
You ever sing with him?
Nope. At church, yes.
I mean, you can sing.
For the Lord, I can. For anything else, I sound horrible. So we're having fun, y'all. Adding these colors in now. I'm doing this sky here for my first layer of colors. I'm painting with a style of movement. That means I'm taking my brush and visually showing those brush strokes with texture of lines. And I'm making sure that I don't blend too much. Your style is different than mine. You paint yours in any style you want, but this is how I like to paint. The rule for painting class is to express yourself using line and movement with your brush, but also sticking with the subject that we're doing and sticking with the colors that we are learning. We will not put leaves until the end. Why? Because if we add trees in now, we're painting the sky. And those colors, we have to use a real thin brush and do this. Go like, I don't want to do that. I want to be free painting. So if I paint my background of my sky first, it allows me to be free. And then on the top of that area, I can come in and apply those leaves as needed. That's why I was telling y'all when you was painting your underpainting, do not put all of the foliage and the baby leaves and the baby branches. Red ain't a triadic color.
Okay.
We're using triadic colors. You're mixing, like I just explained minutes ago, you're mixing to make the colors that's on the color wheel that has popped out. If any, that's not the assignment. Now remember at home as well, if your painting has anything other than the triadic colors and its tints and shades, you won't make a good grade.
So can we mix the triadic colors?
That's what I'm doing. Yes. See, look at me. I mixed this triadic color yellow orange with the red violet, and baby, it made a beautiful sky color. You like my sky? I do.
Looks good.
Well, thank you. Using value. Notice how I had a light gray here at the top right corner. Well, I added white to my red violet to make it light there. All right. You're creating this painting using the correct values. I'm mixing my white with my yellow orange now to really get some bright highlights up against those tree branches. Look at that. I mean, that's real pretty. Uh-oh. There was a little bit of blue got up in there. I'll fix that later. Ugh, I just hate when that happens. Let's clean that. Be careful on your palette that your colors are far enough away from each other. Ms. Sherman did not do that. And I accidentally got blue in my bright yellow, but I got tissue paper and I just took it away. Now I gotta clean my brush real good. I might just switch over and use another one because I ain't got time for those shenanigans. Woo-wee, y'all. We doing this today, ain't we? I sure wish this class was 2 hours long. I'm asking for too much now, ain't I? I hate feeling rushed. I bet you like, but Miss Sherman, you're rushing me. I'm gonna add a little white to that, lighten it up. And in those trees in the sky, I am putting movement using the tip of my brush toward the bottom where the tree is in the foreground. That's the area in the front. You should have learned all of those terminology in Art 1. All right, in the foreground at the front, I put a darker value of color, but as it gradually goes up toward the sky, notice how my values get a little lighter. Yes. Hey. All right, so now I'm confident in the quick painting of this one. I'm going to go over here and start my sky before I go to the next. No, I don't. There we go. I feel like I need some more yellow, orange in the sky. I really want that yellow, orange to pop through. Like it'll give it more bold and brightness. Yes. Oh, yay. Congratulate yourself when you're painting. Talk to yourself. Let self know that you are confident in what you're doing. When you lose confidence in yourself, everything around you will seem more difficult. The task that you're doing, the life that you're living. But confidence in what you're doing matters in your art. Now, I just taught y'all life tip, right? Y'all didn't know this was gonna be a life lesson coaching class. That was deep, girl. What's up? I like that. I used to talk a positive when I was in school for my art classes, and it really helped me to learn how to relax and just be free.
Be yourself.
Yeah. Now, once you learn the rules of painting, the sky is the limit. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. That's too dark. Let me get some more white. There we go. And honey, I am painting real thick in those lighter areas. Now, I'm going to tell you a tip that will help your painting. Try not to paint thick using dark colors. Too thick. It will cause a glare in your painting where people will have a difficult time seeing what that object really looks like. All right? I'm going to put a little bit of the reflection of this water or sky in my lake down at the bottom. I do have a lake in my painting. My reference photo is not up here, but remember when I was at the lake, I took a photo of what we was going to do. So that's why I'm putting the sky color down into the water to reflect. And check this out. I'm going to put some of that in my tree bark too. What? Yes, I am. Because obviously colors from the sky reflects on some of my tree. Now I didn't put a lot. I just put a little bit. All right? Just a little. And I made sure that I put a little bit using the value that it is. So my darker red violet, I put it on the darker brown sections, but not a lot. Just enough right there. That was enough, right? All right, let's clean this out. I'm ready to go on into some red green. So what is my dominant color that I'm using? Red violet, correct? Your dominant color might be the blue green. You were to choose whatever dominant color of your choice. Now my accent color is going to be the yellow orange. Notice how I used it very little bit in my sky. And my medium color that I use just enough of is going to be my blue green. I feel like I need more blue in my green right there. I really did. Now I'm happy with myself. Okay, are you happy with yourself right now? Are you learning something that you've never learned before?
Yes.
Good. That's the whole point of taking this painting class. Okay? So I'm going to put a little bit, that's still too greeny. I need some more there. There it is. All right. Now I have more of a blue-green, and I'm so extra. I went on Amazon and bought me some turquoise, and so I'm going to put a snippet of that there, and I'm going to mix it into my, oh Lord, I just put paint all on my hand. I'm so special. That's why I didn't wear nothing pretty today. Okay, so I'm going to integrate a little bit of that turquoise into my blue green, and heavenly, that is so gorgeous. What you say? Yes. And can I lighten up my blue green with white? Yes, I can. So I scooped a little bit of that white over to the side, and look at that. That is well, you can't see that. Let me pull it up. There it is. There is a gorgeous tint of color. Let me get some of that red violet in there too. So yes, we can mix our colors together, and be careful. You don't want to just go mixing colors and it look muddy. Oh, that would be a disaster. I always try to stick with mixing the right value of colors, only mixing 2 colors at a time. So this light tint of blue-green matches the lighter brown colors. So I'm coming in and I'm placing this tint of blue-green by adding my white, all right, in the correct value. And I'm doing that only in my grass foliage area. I haven't decided what I want to do with my trees yet. Okay, so I'm just doing this foliage first. I need to make some more yellow orange in a second, so I'm going to get some more yellow on my tube. All right, and everybody having a good time?
No.
Yes. Okay, somebody said no, but we got some yeses. I'm going to add a little more white down there. All right, so for the rest of the class period, which isn't a lot of time, you're going to continue to add tints of your color schematic using your only 3 colors that we're doing. Yellow, orange. What is the next color? Red, violet. And what is the next color? Yes, blue, green. If you're doing tints of that color, you're going to add brown to it. So let me show you how I did that. Here, I'm adding a little foliage. That's the grass areas. Okay, I can add the yellow orange in to that as well. I'm going to need to mix some more of that yellow orange. So I'm going to take some of this and this here. I'm going to mix that together. Now, okay, that's better. Okay, to make my color darker, I just simply took my brown and mixed it with my blue-green, and check this out. Bam, there it is, y'all. That's how I made that darker value. And that's where my shadow shapes are going to lay, all the shadows. Okay? So that's how I make black. I mixed that blue-green with my brown, and it made a black, a darker black color. But the black has a nice tint of color to it. So at this time, guys, if you're not staying to paint for lunch, you may clean up your area, throwing your paint palette away. We'll come back on Thursday and continue to paint this. Everybody's going to be at that time on their own painting your art, but you're going to get to a point where if you have to take it home, you know what to do. Okay? I'm going to throw in a little bit. The colors over there. All right. Remember to keep with the same color palette that we're using. We are not using any colors except for the colors of the Triadic family. If you have any questions later on, please do send a remind message to me, or when you submit this progress photo shot on your Google Classroom, ask the question in the comment section. Have an awesome day for now. Bye-bye.